is just to try and escape all that. Let's pretend we're in a hot place. Because it's probably hotter here than it is here, right? But Key, Kyle, Beefy, how are y'all doing? It's a fresh new week. It's a beautiful new week. We're just going to stop Django and just get straight cracking with this. So, hopefully this will look nicer for me. So I've changed the field of view, so that shouldn't make me feel as sick. I've changed where the gun is, so rather than it being like off-center to give more of a view, I've done it center of the screen because apparently that helps. And then I'm gonna... what else am I gonna try and do? So that's the right. Oh, that's kind of fisheye lens, but that might just help still. Oh, that's a bit much. Let me see. Maybe I think I put it to 100, so maybe I'll take it down to 90. Yeah, I did take it to 100. Let's see what it's like at 90. That might look a bit nicer. Yeah, slightly less fisheye now. Colts are pretty hot. Social clubs are even hotter. Someone's still alive. Right, so what am I doing? What's the one? Let's do some side missions. This one seems fairly close. Oh yeah, the hippie. We can see what the hippie wants. Well, to be fair, Key, there's only... I can only remember 3 times a game has ever made me feel sick. One of the times was Far Cry 5. The other time was like you could do like an hour of Doom for free one point ages ago, and I remember playing Doom for about an hour, and I felt so sick afterwards. Like I've heard a lot of people say that about Doom as well, and that they had to again change the field of view, and it's okay. And then the only other one to do it was my brother's PS4's like PlayStation Virtual Reality. I played that for a bit too long one day, and it was like, oh, this is a bit. I felt a bit queasy now. I'm gonna have a lay down on this city. But apart from that, I've never got motion sickness. I never get it from travelling. Like I never had travel sickness or anything like that. So it was really weird when I got this. I literally thought maybe I'd eaten something weird, but I started feeling sick the next time I played it too, and was like, okay. And then looked online, and people were like, yeah, you totally. Hey, Ned, how you doing today, buddy? As you can see, we're back on here, and I'm hoping that. Yeah, I'm hoping that I don't get motion sickness. Should be okay though. I think I've got it sorted now. Got him. No, not me. If anything, I'm trying to help you. You're on fire now. So am I. Rather not be. Thank you. What's going on down here? Is it all the way over there? God damn it. Did that person just drown? Yeah, only wieners get motion sickness. Wieners can't even play games. They're inanimate objects. They're food, Kyle. They don't even have thumbs. They don't even have eyes to put a headset on. You're talking crazy now, Kyle. I don't even think you know. You don't even know. Don't you know? Okay. Been walking along the Dover cliffs? Damn, that sounds like a beautiful day. I've been to Dover's cliffs and goddamn, they're beautiful. Lovely, man. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a fucking awesome day. I imagine there's a beautiful breeze along there too.
That dog is fucking.
What was he about to say, my dog? What was he about to say about my dog? I didn't do anything. The motherfucker was chasing me. I had to murder it. Jesus. It's alright, Kyle, it's alright. I forgive you this time round, okay? I'll let this one discrepancy go. Hey, how you doing, Inan? I'm not trying to marginalise the mentally ill. I mean... I don't think I did. Didn't I buy a car with a gun on? I did, yeah. This one, at the bottom. Because I was proud that I brought a car with a gun on. Let's drive it. Yeah. What? Ho ho ho. That's what Carl meant. They can't get motion. But he said only wieners can get motion sick. He said they can. He said wieners can. Carl just doesn't know wieners. Not like we do, guys. So how do I shoot? Oh, okay. It's alright, I know you'll get better at it. Just keep practicing. Go on Wiki Wieners. Wiki Wieners is pretty good, actually. I've learned a lot of stuff about from Wiki Wieners. Oh! Wiki Wieners didn't tell me I can't drive into metal poles, so... It's alright, guys. I'm usually the voice of logic and reason, you know? You'll never see me. Fucking... Where is my car? Where is it? Where did my car actually go? I kind of want my car back. It has guns on it. Where did it go? Did my car just vanish? Were they like, nope. Oh shit. Like you've had your time and you wasted it. Wait, hang on. Why didn't I make a raw sound? Oh, here's my car. It was just too close to them. Just a stupid van. There we go. Now I had it. Now I had it. Thanks, Aiden. Get out of here, Wolf. Get out of here. You're right, buddy. Come here. Good boy, Boomer. You good little poochie poo. Yeah. Hope you didn't lick your groin before you did that. Yeah, I found it though. It's right there. We're lucky. We got away with it this time. Ah! Shit! Oh shit! Kyle, baby! Fuck me, 11 months in a row now, Kyle! Jesus Christ, thank you so much! And it was such a shocking one that I again coughed out of excitement. Why do I do that? When did this become a thing that I started doing as a normal biological response to things? I just start coughing in appreciation for shit now. But thank you, Kyle, man. God damn, 11 months, man. That's absolutely beautiful. You've been here since, like, pretty much the very start. Kyle got a lot of people here in the beginning too. He's one of these people that makes this place, you know. Oh, I have to destroy it. Oh, and I can just do... I forgot how to grapple. I forgot I could just climb up. The dog's not going to suffer. The dog's my best friend. Fizz, come here. I wouldn't even doubt. 17 sounds probably about right. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that I just like chain smoke most of the time, but I don't think so. I think it's mean to blame my coughing on smoking at this point. It's purely overexcitement. Like some sort of dog with a respiratory problem, you know? I'm like a designer dog. Goddamn, 11 months. Thanks, man. And 11 times. You've been consistent the whole time, baby. That's beautiful. Good thing you don't feel that way about horses too. Hey. I like good horses, bastard horses get what bastard horses deserve. Get fucked, bull. Is that what I'm gonna do? Oh no. He's got to climb higher and higher. No wait. I do have to, oh no wait, I have to destroy that. No, I want to climb back up. Now I want to detach. No, oh. Okay. Is there more on this thing? Oh, that's really high up. Whoa. It's lies, Key. It's all fake news and lies. I didn't do anything. It was these guys. They murdered a horse and then they tried to put it on me. It's disgusting, really. Can I grab apple, please? I'd like to grab apple. Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. So it's incredibly high up.
Deputy, it's Larry. I'm coming to give you a hand.
I'm already here.
I see the devices perfectly from up here. Just bear with me. I only learned how to fly about 20 minutes ago. Ann gave me a crash course.
No, go up, you bastard. What are you doing? Can I not? Oh fuck, I don't like the look of this. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. I don't like this. I don't feel like this is gonna work very well. Oh shit, work! It did, it worked, yes! Whew, your legs are jelly? How come? Have you gone for a run? Hey, Miss Honeypenny, how you doing today?
Oh, you're doing great.
Lovely to see you.
I like you, Deputy. Pow! Nice work.
Pow!
Phase 1 is complete. Back to the lab for phase 2.
Let's go, buddy. Take me home. Country roads. Yeah, I think, if anything, I should have released on the time before. I think where I let go, I think I was risking very much so flying way over, you know. Fly, Larry. Can I change seats? Yep, this is the seat I wanted, sure.
No turning back now. If you, me, and Ann don't work together, you can forget Ball's End. Heck, you can forget the entire planet.
Yeah.
How's that for raising the stakes?
It's for horse vengeance. You got a bad headache? Ah, sorry to hear that. I'm guessing if it's anything like here, it's the heat. It's just been fucking crazy. Or just you get headaches. Fly high, lesbian seagull.
This little squabble's very distracting. My window's closing.
Do you want me to jump out? We're still too high for my liking. This is gonna hurt my knees. Yeah, see? Told you. Where's Boomer? Boomer? You chased a whole helicopter? You didn't even falter? Boomer, come here. I want to give you a pet. That was incredible. I can't believe you ran that fast. That's amazing, Boomer. You're an incredible dog. Let's go, buddy. Yeah, self-assured aliens. I mean, we have a helicopter with guns. I don't know why he didn't just bring said helicopter. Oh, Doggo's already gone in there. He's already on attack. Oh my god, my dog sounds. I don't like the sound of that. Could you not do that to my doggy? Oh fuckers, where are you, Boomer? Oh Boomer. Let me end these people. Come on, Boomer buddy. I got you, buddy. Come on, pup. Good boy. Just a little nap. It was just a little nap. Stop. There you go, he's not on you anymore. I think I've got everyone. Whew. There we go. Yeah, we did it. Oh, I'm on fire again, but that's not the point. Uh-oh, now I'm spreading the fire. I'm spreading the fire through the whole house. Oh yeah, I did. That wasn't my best. That wasn't my best. But now he wants me. You're alive? Oh shit, everywhere's on fire. What, why is there more of you? I killed all of you. Get over it. This is our place now. Jeez, some people, man. Jeez. I know, the dog is such a good pup. Hey, what are you doing? Buddy, come on. Is there thermal scopes? I don't know, actually. If they, yeah, I agree. If they have thermal scopes at any point in this game, once you're in the grass as well, right, that's going to be super OP. It's going to be beautiful.
This is where it gets interesting. This is where I'll put anything.
He wasn't dead. He didn't have a little dead nap. He just had a little doggy nap. He's fine. See? See? He's sniffing dead people. The cat eats them, but
already here, under the radar, scouting parties who study us, sizing us up for the inevitable showdown. If we don't stop him now, it's a wrap on mankind. This is it.
See, I know, I mean, I'm proud of Hurley for losing weight, but he's kind of lost some of his lovability.
Have I spoken enough cliches to get you fully on board? Good.
No. Oh. What more?
Head west to the crop circle and collect some alien samples. You can't miss them. They glow at night, and the humming drives the animals crazy. Only a matter of time before it drives us crazy too.
Yes. All right, let's get on with it. Boomer, I'll meet you there, buddy. I'm gonna fly me a helicopter. I assume it can avoid trees. Oh yeah, so he's right. Yeah, there is crop circles. 100% aliens. Who would have guessed it? Apart from him. Collect alien objects. Oh no, what happened to that helicopter? What a shame. Okay. Alien objects. Alien objects. But we'll go over there in a minute. There's blatantly going to be some there. I want to blow up that big red thing. I like blowing up big red things. So if the best luck, I want a game from your stream, and the next day a game from Hills. Fucking A. Nice one, Nedded. That's what it's about, baby. Oh shit. Alien turkeys. Alien turkeys! Oh my god, they're fucking ferocious. We got them. Good boy, I guess? Yeah, good boy. And you got to head out. No worries, Carl. Well, I hope work goes as well as work can go, buddy. And, yeah. Hopefully it will also be the case that once you finish streaming, we're still here. Oh, wow. It is an alien stuff. Nice. Yeah, have the best day, dude. And... boom. Boomer didn't like that. He's scared of fireworks, but I'm trying to ease him into it, you know? I figure if he can get used to silos exploding really aggressively in front of him, he'll probably be better at fireworks fairly quickly. Once you finish streaming. Wait, is that what I said? I mean, hopefully I'd still be awake. And still streaming. Oh, it's one of those dildos. I hate those ones. Motherfucker! Whoa! God damn it. I swear this weapon does nothing. How did he survive that? Oh shit, now the whole floor's on fire. Yeah, I'm starting to get that, buddy. There we go, bloody hell. Took long enough, eh? Jesus. Okay, whatever, yeah. Yeah, hopefully I'm still streaming once you get back from work, is what I meant. Do I have to go inside the cow for this? No, I didn't mean... Wait. I got rid of that shitty little one. Yes! Wait, she asked what I wanted, yeah. Okay. There's more alien stuff. More alien stuff, please. What's this? Prickly lettuce. Oh, we have to get up there, okay. Okay, this is Far Cry. This is just normal stuff that happens in day-to-day life for Americans, I believe. Oh, you alright? He looks like he had a nasty fall. Can I not? superpower up there with my grappling hook. Can I grapple here? Huh. Quick. Quick. Get it. Why is it? Poop bucket and toilet paper. They didn't even empty it. Someone's just been living up here. Well, let's keep going. Huh. Dumb egg. Stupid egg. Why are they green? Ah! That was your baby, I'm guessing. Now I feel bad. Come at me, bro. Right, can we actually see the last bit anywhere? Maybe it's over there somewhere? Eh. Come on, you little bastard. Well, I don't want to leave this one without its family. That would be mean. Do not die, you piece of shit. Do I not have any other guns? Oh, some of this is ready now. Okay. Damn it. Alright, let's just wait. Come on in. Fine, it's bested us. Yeah, we'll leave it alone now. Oh. Like you said, it's endangered. We'll leave it be. I did want its feathers though, I'm not gonna lie. That'll make things a little better. Jeez, what's with the fire already? Ouch. Oh, wait, does it come up here somewhere? Oh, back in there, okay. Come on, Fizzle Neil. I mean, I murdered his family, so I think I'm the real winner here. The fuck was that noise? Was there a safe here that was meant to be? Oh shit. Ah. Oh shit, this isn't a good place to be. No! Boomer, save me! Boomer, save me! Nope. Nope. Nope, he's dead. Fire one, Fizzle Nil. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Hey, mate, how you doing today, baby? Okay. Where is it? No, 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 I don't want to do that. See, it takes a fine now. The eagle didn't start the fire. I started the fire by shooting this canister, which I'm not going to do until I'm outside of the area that I want to search in this time. Because I'm learning. Yeah, that creepy little noise. Why did that creepy little noise happen every time I click that comic book? And I got a key, but what did I need the key for? What did I need the key for indeed? But the eagle took my health down? I guess. Dumb eagle. Okay. Unless I can jump that. Yeah, I probably can. Huh. That was not helpful. Too bright. Okay, let's go find alien stuff. Yeah, it was really, yeah, I don't know what animal it was. I'm punching eagles, I don't know what you're saying. Where'd it go? Hey, it's running away from us! Little doggy's got it. I'm not gonna shoot the little doggy. Come here. Come here, little doggy. Little doggy, I'm getting tired. Thank you. Even though you did that, you're a good boy. Okay. Hey, you guys have fun. Have a little play, Boomer. He doesn't want to play. I'm sorry, Spot. Ugh, nice now. Oh, no. I disagree. Yes. No. I said yes just before he said that.
Every pain you inflict on this project will be visited 1,000 times on your friends.
Lol. Gotta have friends first.
Much more Hudson here can endure.
Do I also change this?
Choose your next actions wisely, deputy.
Oh wait, I have different types of rifle ammo I can use now? Oh, that's cool. I didn't actually know. Okay. To normal ammo for... Oh shit, I keep doing the wrong thing. Okay. So I'm guessing I got some armor piercing rounds and stuff. I didn't realise I had that. Scared as shit. Nice.
Joseph
Hello.
is pissed and John's losing his... I don't know how I got away, but I did.
I just murdered them for
They've
you,
got
that's
others
why.
there. They said they were going to kill them all. Please, you've got to save them.
Yeah.
We all owe you a debt of gratitude.
Just because I'm, like, a policeman doesn't mean it's my job to, like, uphold the law and shit. Okay. Find Judge Moose. Oh no, okay. We gotta find some creepy ass bliss-infected moose. Eh? There we go. Well, that was super easy.
Our obsession is consumption, relentless consumption.
Anyone else? Oh, someone else.
We need a new watch, or we need the best glasses, and then we need a new...
Hey, we rescued a civilian doing that. Beautiful. Now that's why we stayed there. Protecting Doggo, blowing shit up, punching eagles, upholding the law. Exactly, that is the order. And I haven't punched any eagles yet. I've tried, but... Oh, I wanted to jump on it while it was still moving. That'd have been really cool. It'd have been really impressive to see. Littering. Haha, get wrecked. Fuck you, countryside. You piece of shit. Huh. It's an all-terrain vehicle. It's fine. It's in its name. Oh. Uh-oh. It's not a good time to crash into a tree. Hey, if I throw a can over there, I think I'm over there. And there's too many trees. Hey, this cult had it coming themselves. They want to take possession of this forest? They're going to have to clean it up. Oh. Man, there are a lot of trees around here. People going about deforestation, but they clearly haven't been to this town. Jesus. It's denser than me. Oh, hit another tree. Hey, it's my fisherman friend. Let's go see him. Whew. That wasn't nature. That was very much human beings. That's very much human beings. Nice. I'm gonna steal your shit though, buddy. Nice one. There's another dude over there. They should chop trees down with quad bikes. Didn't you see? It was actually extremely successful. got him. You're right there, buddy.
You gotta help. There's more people trapped in the Fang Cell. They're using it. You gotta help. There's more people trapped in the Fang Cell. They're using it to train those wolves of theirs. Please, you gotta save them.
Wolves are nothing against my my poodle. Yeah, Boomer's okay. What's that?
I'm looking at the target.
Did it say they're looking at the target? What you seen, Boomer? Hope we're not too tired from running to fight this moose, say. Okay. Let's get a murder on, Boomer. Kill anything that looks like a giant zombie kind of moose thing. Yeah, this dude. Oh, fuck you. Oh, shit. Hello. Oh, shit. I can't even see them. Oh, shit. Hello. Eat shit, bitch. Oh, that was a waste. Okay, Boomer. Don't have an incredible amount of health left, buddy.
I see it. I see it.
Now it's a bear. Now it's a wolf. Oh, there he is. Oh shit. Fucking bear. Oh shit, now everything's on fucking fire too. Oh shit. No, I don't want that fucking goddamn aeroplane trying to fuck with us too, man.
Coming in for an attack run.
It's dead. I got it, motherfucker. I got it. Oh, you piece of shit. Piece of shit. Whew. Okay, he was easier than the cougar, just because the cougar never turned up. He just kept running away every time. Whew, let's get out of the bliss.
Coming out.
No, fucking get. There was a fucking rocket launcher there too. There was a goddamn rocket launcher I could have been using. Hey, and Juicy, how you doing today, baby? Why he's sangry? He's been drinking sangria, that's why. It was a spirit moose. It was an evil moose. It was an evil zombie devil demon junkie moose, basically. And that's actually quite an accurate representation of what it was. So that one I just have to collect all the lighters. Where are they? Are they close? Oh no, somewhere on the map. I'll have a look. M for map. Yay! It worked. Oh. What's that? It's lupine. It's bull trout. Is there not a filter? Okay. Hey, and Lavisa, how are you doing today as well? I tried punching their mother after, actually. The baby's already dead at that point. I thought they were evil eggs. What am I going to do? You want me to just not do it? You guys are the real monsters, in my opinion. Should I go do these? Maybe I should just do some missions, man. Yeah, let's just go do some missions. Right. Oh yeah, maybe we should actually look at the map more, because we might as well get what's her faces done. We were close to that one, I think. We're actually close to most of them now. Okay.
Hell yeah, Sharky here. We're
Sharky and George, crime busters of the sea. You're melting? I know. I am feeling very much the same right now. Hey, I mean,
would have taken over without you. Thanks, friend.
you know, sometimes you just have to turn into what people want you to be.
Around the salvage site out on the lake.
Yeah.
Make sure we get that gear before they do.
Good boy. Right. Where is the mission I had previously highlighted? Also, I've got a much better sniper. I'm sure I'm using, like, rubbish weapons. So, my snippety snooze. I have that one. That is what is equipped? I thought I had a better one than that. More range and more XC. Slightly less handling. Fuck it, let's do it. Go for this one. That'll do. That one's fine. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I want to buy those actually. Ooh, we can make them different coloured and shit. Some gold, baby. Increase any stronger, does it? All of this is just to. Oh, I could have sold stuff. It's just to help build you, Key. So you become the Dead by Daylight killer we know you want to be. I know, right, Lavisa? Especially sleep. I really would like to be able to sleep. I didn't sleep at all. Like, I think I slept like maybe 2 hours last night, but it was one of those ones where, you know, you're just constantly aware you're awake. You're never actually sure if you've ever slept at all. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, it's just taking us the long way around. It's right, it's the scenic route. Hey, look at Boomerang! don't actually have any ammo left apparently. Oh shit! Ah! Okay, we're going to carry on foot just for now. Again, purely for exercise reasons, nothing else.
Fuck off!
Hey, Toddy boy, how you doing today, dude? That was good timing. That was just bullshitting. And we go. They're just trying to get me to take a cold shower. Oh, honestly, every shower I've had in the last, like, week or so, they've been, like, the tintiest bit of warm, just, like, so I know there's some cleaning aspect still happening, but I've just been like, cold shower, please. It's been lovely. Hey, Enogi, how you doing today, buddy? It's been a while, how have you been? Oh. Fair enough. Boomer is temporarily unavailable. Oh, what happened to Boomer? Feet in a bucket of ice water. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's the one. I've got a bottle of ice water here that I occasionally just put on my lap. It's currently resting against another bottle of water, so as this one melts I can drink it, but then when there's not enough water whilst it's still quite icy, it's hopefully cooling the other bottle which I can then drink from. It's a good idea, hey? And yeah, I'm having a marvellous Monday, thank you very much, Todd. Especially now you're here, baby. Yeah, that's quite a nice remix, by the way, Einan. As you know, obviously I haven't got song requests on at the moment, as you could probably quite easily tell. But as soon as we switch games or go to a giveaway, we'll get on it. Doing alright, I was waiting for sports camp. Oh, nice, had to train for championships. You've probably told me which one, but what sport? Oh, thank you, Tuddy. You only ever tell the truth, and that's what I really like about you. Can I get him from here? Nearly. I got him. Got back up. Shit, he sent for reinforcements. Oh well, let's just go across the water and have some fun.
I don't think those were rumors. The scout team
Oh, Ian, you've had rain?
priestess is spotted heading your way.
Lucky.
You only have a few minutes to secure that area. Move carefully in there. They probably have hostages.
They definitely have hostages. I've seen a few. Oh, let's go.
Do you see it? The transformative power of faith. Poor souls who struggle with doubt are brought here to be enlightened. It's beautiful.
What's she babbling about? Olgie, you have rain as well? Damn it, man. You guys are lucky. But I'd give us some rain right about now. Ah, I wanted to climb that. Has anyone seen A Quiet Place? No, I haven't. And oh, you Rowan finished 4th. Oh, damn, nice man. GG. I'd rather you didn't call for backup, baby. Never know. Praise be what? I didn't quite hear the end of your sentence there, my friend. Just got some nice white kicks on. Thank you very much for the fizz bits. Oh shit, Lavisa, yeah, that sucks. Yeah, everything here is like past like enjoying the sun. Every like bit of produce is just dead here already. Yeah, making it rain in that way. Thanks, Key. Oh, you're down here. I was wondering where you'd all got to. Ambush the priestess. Alright. Oh, well, that's not a bit of water you want to dive into. Jesus. Anything nice? Just a shovel.
I hope you're ready, Rook. If our timing's right, that priestess is gonna arrive any second.
Oh, wait. Then we should use proximities. And just in case... Oh, and then actually we'll put a little remote one down as well, maybe? No, we got that.
Rook, Sheriff here. I got the word you killed Faith's priestess.
I'm pretty sure I did.
It might not seem like much, but with her out of the picture, the misery's days are numbered.
Pretty sure she's dead.
One less place for Eden's Gate to terrorize these poor people. Good work, Rook.
Thanks. Oh. You'll have to fight on only oh god, code herring. Oh.
You managed to track down all our missing.
It's going on. Yeah, I've heard. It's crazy hot.
Calling you Rookie.
Go on. You stupid. Oh shit! Fucking Wolverine bears. Pieces of shit. There's no food for the animals, so we have to butcher more than necessary. Oh no. Although, doesn't that mean you're gonna have fucking some really good breakfast for like a couple of weeks at least, right? As long as your freezer's working, just store all that meat. Oh, then they come down this road? I thought they'd come down this road. Okay. Eliminate Feeney. Alright. Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World? I like Mr. Feeney. It was stern, but he only wanted what was best for them, you know? Man, it took me so long to do that last time. Oh, that was a vulture as well. That wasn't even an eagle. Doing this wasn't even an eagle. What's going on here then? What are you doing? What's been going on?
I'll pay you back someday.
Yeah, no, talk to me. No, you talk to me. You know where stuff is. No, you piece of shit. No, no, you don't move this car. No, come back here. Get out.
See, you like the gates take before asking policy. Pretty
Tell
sure
me
I
what
heard
you know.
someone screaming over from Frank's place there. We should go and make sure he's okay.
You wasted my time. I was gonna chase that truck and you wasted my time. Uh-oh. Or was that bait? Well, it might have been bait instead of I thought I'd thrown down my grenade. Probably not. When winter comes up, we know food at all and very few animals left. Oh damn, that sounds savage. Can you make eat lizard? Lizards love the heat. Eagle wins again? I totally killed the vulture. Oh, I suppose because it wasn't an eagle. That's probably why it won. Okay, I'll get you. Yeah, hopefully we all get some really nice little storms and shit. That'd be delightful. It's a pretty strong current. The horrible person sadly think the horses should come last, the cows and pigs on the most bonus. Nah, that's not horrible. Like, if it's coming down to like survival for like food and stuff, obviously you want the animals that are going to provide the most edible meat. Though horses are meant to be quite edible, so I'm actually finding... And now I've changed the scope on this automatic. I really don't like it. I'm doing terrible with it. That's it, yeah, surviving is surviving. Oh! The fuck? Keep... Oh, you're on the good side, okay. Why is this here? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. Maybe a little angry, but I'm sure they're fine. Oh, there's a big old buffalo.
Our plane is taking damage.
Cool. More skins to sell. Beautiful. Oh. A lot of thunder and lightning, but no rain. Praying every time the lightning does strike, so it could possibly stop the fire. Oh yeah, Jesus. Yeah, thunderstorms with rain, beautiful. When it's just like electric storms, horrifying when there's been no rain. No ammo, motherfucker.
I'm under fire.
Young man, you have no faith. All for justice.
Oh, let's start the fire. Okay, let's try and search the house before the fire takes it over. Yeah, little bobblehead. Hey, kitty. Yeah, Lavisa, I get really bad pains in my body when the weather's about to like take a drastic change as well. It's a phenomenon. Like a lot of people who have like chronic pains will feel flare-ups when it happens. So I mean, aha, here we go. Is there a quick way to change the ammo? Yeah, V, okay. Okay, cool.
You think you can stop this? Eden's Gate is bigger than you.
Wow, deputy, you got him. No more Feeney, no more drug
He didn't even get to say his
chemistry.
speech.
We're getting rid of that bliss. Ain't that something?
Yeah,
I'm proud of you, deputy.
thanks.
I think my boy would be proud too.
GG all around, guys. That was... It's very difficult. I'm glad we got through it. I mean, all this stuff's just going to be left here now. It's going to be wasted. Okay. Could you air pressure? Yeah. Oh, I can hear her.
Here's another consequence.
Hey, Faith, how you doing? I haven't actually seen you in a while.
You've made me unhappy.
Oh no, I'm sorry, babe. Oh shit. Got it. Oh, hello. Oh shit, now it's a cat. Back off! Dumb Kit Kat. Okay. Next. So there isn't as many around there, so maybe we should just try and do more in Hope's area. So what we got to do, so we need one more specialist recruited, a few more missions, loads of cult property to demolish. So what's that? Is it him? So it's a side mission. Okay, let's just go there. And these zombies, kind of, yeah, they've been like, well, Bliss is like a drug, but I believe it once, like, it fully takes control of you, you're basically, she can just control you with it. She's like a junkie puppet master. That sounds nice. Yeah.
There's new stuff added all the time.
We've all got your back, Deputy. Thanks for keeping this place safe.
I've heard there's a plane at the old Lansdowne airfield, but there's always Peggy's patrolling around.
Just a heads up, buddy.
What do you say we
I
go
will
check
be
it out?
shooting these gas pumps in a minute, so you will want to leave.
Hey, he's drained us dry.
You gotta try this.
I need a driver. Those Peggy bastards stole all our gas. They drained
Say
these here reservoirs and filled their
Eva.
tankers. So I need you to steal one and bring it back here. Just got word that there's one parked at the old diner down the road. If we're
Cool.
gonna rebuild, we gotta reopen these pumps. We'll keep the truck stop safe. You bring back that sweet, sweet gas.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then let's change the thing we have on here. Maybe we should just see if there's a new assault rifle. That would be fun to play with. Okay. Maybe that one. Yeah, fuck it, we'll just go back to the red dot. We already own it, so why not? Buy any cool new threads though. Actually, I don't think there's anything else we wanted to buy.
The Cougars couldn't have come this far without you.
That's not what I wanted. They can't see me. I'm in the trees.
Target located.
I thought the sounds of it from you, but it's from Whiplash, so you wouldn't understand. Oh, we should watch Whiplash. Uh-oh. I have been contemplating for a while now with movie night to potentially start movie night like an hour later and only do like one movie. Just because it usually seems like there's a good amount of people for the first one, but by the time the second one sort of rolls around, Most people are done. Oh, you're there. Oh. Hey, friend. Oh, we're still in conflict?
You ready for it?
Oh, because of that douche. Oh, we ended up watching Raising Arizona, which I do love. It's such a good movie. Oh no, that's on the tanker that we need. That's on the tanker we need. Don't blow up. Don't blow up. Don't. You try and shoot down a helicopter and it backfires, plane and it backfires. It's bullshit. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, Todd, I still haven't watched Hail Caesar either. I don't even know why. Maybe I just heard it was not great or something. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't actually seen Hail Caesar. What did you think of it? Is it worth giving a watch? I'd assume it is because it's a Coen Brothers movie, but. Can I talk? Oh, you're alive, alright? Okay, yeah, you are, cool. Pretty good, it's not their best, but it's definitely still good. Okay, fair enough.
Call me Tweak. I'm technically Aaron.
Why'd I call you Tweak?
We don't need to be talking about official forms of ID.
Are you gonna have Craig?
Do we? No, I didn't think so.
I'm a policeman, of course we do.
Don't look cultish. In fact, you have a distinct
I'm a fucking policeman.
Vibe, which I dig. Hey, you know, I've been working on something for people like you.
Hurry up, I want to loot.
Taking on the cult. You know, top secret.
Thanks, Keith.
Hush. I consider myself something of a professional amateur chemist, and I've got recipes that will make you harder, better, faster, and stronger.
I can be Daft Punk. We're blocking the dumpster, dude. Can we get on with this? We are literally blocking this dumpster. Oh god, I hope no one comes up. No, that's illegal.
Small snag. My supplies are low, so
oh, are they, junk face?
Special ingredients.
Sick reference, though. Oh, thanks, man. Dude, your references are out of control.
Hey, what reference did I make? It was out of control. I just don't even know what reference I make anymore.
Okay, it's a little town southeast of here.
Okay. Do you want to start moving on then?
Hard as hell to find chocolate bars.
Hey, wait, that's me. That's the outfit I currently have on. Shit. They've been watching. So assuming taking this tanker, I have no issues getting back to where I need to be. Join us in the bliss. Oh, that sounds very nice, actually. Easy peasy, baby.
We're keeping these digs. We heard the Mayday call right before they went down. Sounds like they were carrying some valuable cargo. We need to get out there before the Peggies do. Let's move.
Go. I'll meet you there. I really want to blow this up. Hang on, let's save it and then we'll blow it up. Only you, only you.
Want to get your mind blown? Try this game.
Oh my god, we're being attacked, guys. We're being attacked. Quickly, get the fire engines. Uh-oh. Has that already exploded or not? I don't think it has. It doesn't look like it has. They just call me a turncoat. That's rude. Yeah, okay, let's reload. How do I just reload? Okay. Everything's better again. I don't know why they were upset. All I did was shoot their gas canisters. Anyone in my position would have done the same. Ooh, nice. Hopefully have a lovely quick journey home, Kia. We'll see you very soon.
You gotta find Faith's bunker.
Yeah, they keep... Should we have a look at that? Let's go talk to this dude quickly.
Saw some Peggies heading up to Dansky's cabin.
Should I have a look at what the Lost level looks like?
Check on the stuff he's been
I've never looked at any of the arcade levels. Maybe we should have a little look at that, see what that's about.
Couldn't have held this place without your help.
Lorna, honey, if you got any of that lotto money laying around, I'd grab it and go. Something set off the Peggies in a big way, and they're on a rampage. You gotta run.
Wonder what the key's for. I keep finding them, but I never find out what they actually needed for.
I'm with you until the end.
You better be.
Used to be able to see a lot more stars.
Did you close your eyes? Maybe they started going to bed earlier. Yeah, here we go. Rolling, baby. Should hide your keys better, fam.
How ruthless Faith is.
Okay. Well, enough of this real-life policeman. Let's play some computer games for once.
Best game ever.
Yeah, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. It's my go. You junkie. Get away. It's my turn. Let's fuck off. Yeah, let's... Why can't I play computer games?
Check it out. I hate that I don't know if the bliss was a real place or not. And
Why
hate
can't I
that wanna
interact?
go back.
The first time I'm like, yeah, let's play this thing, and now it won't even let me. What did you do to it? You've ruined it.
Who want to save Marshall Burke from the bliss?
You're helping the Cougars a lot. Thanks. The angels were forced into the baptism. Somehow they weren't pure enough for the cult, but good enough for their blood, sweat, and
Stop
tears.
telling me how good it is and I can't play it. That's so mean. So mean. My go. No, it didn't work. How'd you get it to
I
work?
don't know if the bliss was a real place or not. And I hate that I want to go back.
Nice job at the jail, buddy.
Just want to play a computer game. Well, fine. I do want to try that game. I do want to get my mind blown, but no one's letting me. God damn it. So. Maybe we'll find one on the way to there. Oh, actually, what am I doing? There must be a car thing here somewhere, right? Okay. Oopsie. I was a bit too close when I set that one off. A little bit too close.
Hello, man.
Maybe I can play the game now, though. Yeah, I can. Sweet. Okay, let's see what I got. Area 52. Wait, do I have to do this one? Oh,
Outpost.
this isn't what I wanted. Oh, it's quick play, that's why. Browse, here we go, that's what I actually wanted. Oh, you have to put the name? Test Lost Islands, Lost World, Red's Lost Art. Okay. Wait, what are you doing? I didn't ask you to do anything. Okay. No, stop it! Oh, I was scrolling, that's why. Lost in bunker, maybe? Let's try it again. Is this one? There was Lost Chapter 1, 2, 3 on page 1. Oh, is that what I mean? Okay. So Lost Chapter 1. Okay. Give it a look-see. Because I know Todd was saying there was one that, yeah, you can literally find the hatch and stuff, but... Oh, okay.
Outpost.
Oh, okay. So we start off in the ocean. That makes sense because, you know, being lost and all. I don't see any plane crash. Oh, why is that on fire? Oh, because I walked into a fire. Do you have to put everything right next to the fucking fire? Okay. Get. I got you eventually. Oh, you got to push it first, I get you. Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know you could actually do that. I mean, are these meant to be like the others? Any more? Oh, they're trying to shoot me now? Thought we were going to do this. Mano a mano. Hey, Indicator, how you doing today, buddy? It's lovely to see you. Oh, that was a good bit of information. Wow. Ouch, ouch, no. Stop it, stop it. Yeah, there we go. Once again, just got off Osu, hands are dying. Oh man, I can imagine.
You have failed.
No. Okay. That didn't feel very much like Lost. So